Intuition is important for what I do. I've been a shooter for the news for almost 30 years. When I arrive at a scene, like a house fire, there's a lot happening: chaos, tears, shouts, and tragedy. When I arrive, the first thing I do is get shots of the flames. Yet, almost immediately, I connect to the surrounding chaos. I cut through it like a thick fog, and a stark clarity takes over my senses. There is a rush of adrenaline, which seems to heighten my senses, specifically my intuition, and then I go forward and follow my instincts. Talking to the right people in this kind of chaos is something that will change the dynamic of the narrative immediately, and this opportunity is fleeting. Everything is happening in real time, in the moment, so to speak. I need to follow my intuition. But what is it? I've developed an intuition that always takes me to the right people I need to talk to. Shooting news or shooting dramatic narrative film are exact opposites. I've done both. With movies, you spend all day creating the perfect moment, which becomes your scene, through light and camera and actor placements. With the news, you arrive at a real-life scene, and you have to be in the moment as the story unfolds in real time. Often, the entire story will happen in 5 to 10 minutes, and then the opportunity is gone. So a good shooter will intuitively capture the whole thing as it is happening in real time. To be able to get every angle, every element, every part of the story that happens in such a short time frame, you need to have the eye. And the eye for many shooters is actually a highly trained intuition, which comes from years of experience. Some are born with it. For me, it is a combination of experience and my spiritual understanding and appreciation of living in the moment. If I relied purely on logic, I would arrive at a scene, shoot the flames, and wait for a press release or a fire chief clip after it was all over. I would walk up to the first person I see and get some generic reactionary interview. Yet, all of this can be done later. On the other hand, when I trust my intuition, as I'm shooting the flames, I might see a couple of people standing on a lawn watching, and something tells me, a feeling, that they are the tragic homeowners. I approach them. I have a feeling they'll talk. Indeed, they talk and tell me with tears in their eyes that their cat has died in the flames. It's terrible and sad, and I feel for them. But now I have a story. This kind of street intuition works great when randomly asking pedestrians questions too, like, who will you vote for? 9 times out of 10, I always ask the person who will talk to me instead of brushing me off. I've also noticed this when going door to door, trying to find witnesses to local crimes. Somehow I always know which house people will either answer the door or not. I seem to be able to pick the house that will deliver the best interviews. I'm following a feeling that tells me where I should be knocking. Intuition is hard to describe. In Zen Buddhism, intuition is deemed a mental state between the universal mind and one's individual discriminating mind. For me, it's a feeling, and sometimes intuition comes to me through imagery, like mental pictures, none of which I can explain. But how do I know when my logic is incorrect? My intuition tells me. All I need to do is follow that first thing that I feel or see in my mind's eye. If I do this, 9 out of 10 times my intuition will be correct. In truth, when I'm on the street shooting news, I rarely use logic anymore. Like a detective, using my intuition is important for what I do, and it proves that it can be used for more than just spiritual work. Although having a well-developed intuition will set you apart from other energy workers, mediums, psychics, and tarot card readers, everyone can train their intuition, and it can be used in every kind of profession or daily activity. Logic works for things like recognizing associations. An example, when I arrive hours after a crime has taken place to a scene and all the police tape has been ripped down, I need to find the crime house in question. The cops won't give me the exact address. In this case, It's always the one on the block that has the porch lights on. Cops do this to indicate to other investigators the house in question. The light being on as an association or sign is correct 99% of the time. It's nearly scientific and fits into logic. If the cops forget to turn the lights on, then I can only trust my intuition to tell me which house I need to shoot. The good news is that I can find the house in question through my intuition too. It just might take a little longer. Intuition and logic both have their functions. For spiritual development, logic is great for learning. Intuition is best when practically using what you have learned and applying it to things like Reiki sessions, tarot readings, soul huntings, every spiritual work you can think of. I now realize that the same kind of intuition or gut instinct I follow during working hours can be applied to anything in my life. I think this is exciting and an adventure. Who knows what doors it will open in my life from this point on, and what mysteries I'll find behind them. Go now and learn at gatelightelearning.com. Listen to your calling, open the gate, follow the light.